Another man would have been humiliated to say those words. Another man would have rather died than ask for help.
Myth number one, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The truth is,
one of the corporate companies used to have a yoga teacher that would come in every day, a Pilates teacher that would come in. They had a Reiki person. And I would see them and I would just kind of look and think, yeah, crazy. Don't understand all that nonsense.
It's showtime.
So yeah, we're exploring why people are so confused, especially men are so confused what modality to choose to get health help, even preventative health help. They simply think that going to the doctor and just eating like a so-called healthy diet is the way. I said, no, there's no such thing. But anyway, we're going to explore that type of thing here.
In simple terms, if a woman has a problem, we ask, what can we do to fix society? If a man has a problem, we ask, what can men do to fix themselves? It's a blatant double standard, and people who are unwilling to admit any structural disadvantages faced by men are standing in the way of us solving the problems that are hurting men, and also the potential partners who they may no longer be viable for.
None of it's true.
Yep.
None of it's true. It's BS.
And if you look at this article here, they say medicine is patriarchal, but alternative medicine is not the answer. So they basically say that it's ruled by men. There's reasons for these things. I mean, traditionally, this is a big topic, but women were traditionally tasked with raising the next generation, staying at home, maybe taking part-time work somewhere. Anyway, that's a big topic, but these feminist authors are also misleading people. If you read this, they say women are overrepresented within alternative medicine, both as consumers and as service providers. That is true. If you look at how many women are interested in this thing compared to men, it just blows them out of the water, and you see mainly women as practitioners. Anyway, if you could read more about this article, it's really interesting. It's online. There's not much information about gender bias in healthcare or alternative medicine, but here we go. There's more information. Like look at the search term here. You search up alternative health, and it's mainly women here. Yep. It's everywhere. And look at the same thing on the right. It's mainly men doing hard physical labor to get big and strong. They're not really too concerned about beauty. It's all about work. And when the left, they're saying that women are not into that kind of thing. They say that women aren't into working. They're more into like non-measurable type thing, energy medicine. So they're just driving more gender divide, more divisions in society. Big topic.
Are you now, or have you ever been a homosexual?
And this is what I saw. I didn't know what to do. There's common modalities that are used out there. Acupuncture, chiropractic medicine, herbal medicine, massage, meditation, yoga. These practices often they claim to focus on holistic health, but they don't address your body like a botanist would a plant. All the minerals and vitamins and elemental foundational elements in your body. They rarely do that. It's just bizarre. It's just bizarre to me. And this is what keeps people confused. So why is the population, men in particular, confused about health? Number one, confusion.
Steve's cancer was actually diagnosed by accident
Steve
7
Jobs.
years earlier on a scan looking for kidney stones. At the time, the tumor was confined to his pancreas, and following a biopsy, it was found that this was actually a rare form of cancer called a pancreatic neuroendocrine tumor. It is only seen in about 1 in 100,000 people, and it's slow growing and less aggressive than its more lethal cousin, the pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. At the time of diagnosis, he was advised to have surgery to remove this tumor, but he declined and opted to go for alternative therapy.
So why didn't he try to prevent this? Because he didn't know who to go to. He didn't know who to get your body analyzed like a botanist would a plant. He probably followed, I think he was like a hippie type guy, granola munching type thing. I mean, that's still untargeted. Where's the analysis individualized?
On the treatment course consisting of changing to a vegan diet, acupuncture, juice cleanses, and spiritual counseling. Predictably.
You see, he went to all kinds of different modalities when he could go to an integrative practitioner like me and get your nutritional status of your cells analyzed.
That didn't work very well, and he ended up having surgery 9 months later, by which time the cancer had already spread to his liver. After he came back to conventional therapy, he stated that he regretted having not gone down that route earlier and having opted for alternative therapy first.
Well, yeah, because he didn't get individualized help, and what happens is imbalances occur, minerals and vitamins and amino acids, everything, all these types of things. And then you say, oh, I wish I went to a conventional medicine. Yes, because they're good at acute issues. That's what they're really good at. But he could have prevented that.
He tried several experimental surgeries and treatments
Oh
in and
my
outside the
God.
United States.
Confused.
In 2009, he had liver
Oh,
transplant
that's
in an attempt
horrible.
to rid his liver of all the tumor cells.
Oh
And
my
also,
God.
later that year, went to Switzerland for some molecular radiotherapy treatments, which involved injecting radioactive isotopes into his bodies, which were engineered to target the cancer cells.
Oh
This
my
really made a difference because
Because they were only targeting the cancer cells. What? That's called reductionism.
sadly he passed away a few years later.
Yep. So why is the population still confused about health? Reason number 2, men think that they're healthier than they really are. Yeah. We're trained to be
Well, in
strong.
the simplest of terms, why do men need to go to the doctor every year?
More than 2/3 of men just think they're like naturally healthier than anyone else.
Level up to tax masculinity, labeling it
Yeah.
toxic.
I'm
My
toxic.
7-year-old son actually coached my daughter yesterday, saying that she drew her man in her image too skinny. He said men are supposed to be strong and hairy. He gets it like
They're dropping like fucking flies.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies. Men are dropping like flies in particular.
Say
Yeah.
you're normal. What are the tests you would do at the doctor's office that would detect something?
Well, some of those tests are the basic. The history and the physical exam that does look at your whole body, listen to your heart, your blood pressure. And then there are also some blood work that you'll get done. And it's also urine work and some other diagnostic like x-rays or EKGs. But it's that myth of invincibility.
Yeah.
Even Superman had kryptonite.
So many know conventional medicine, like the previous video, is limited, and they don't, and they know that they hear that they don't study nutrition or practice nutrition, but nutrition is not merely food at all.
So nutrition has been neglected, and I think the reason for that is that until 1950, nutrition was an essential element of medicine. It was.
Yeah. Is there anything here regarding analyzing the cell nutritional terrain of your body? No, there isn't. They're all separate things. And they're very crude measurements. And how do you know if what they test is normal or not? If, for you, you don't know. Oh, this is crazy world. Yeah, I was there.
One of the most important aspects of medicine. And between 1930 and 1940, which was the golden age of vitamin discovery, the medical profession took vitamins extremely seriously.
Yeah, integrative medicine is the way forward, like that previous message said. Yeah. Why is the population confused about health? Because they don't even know what integrative medicine is, or integrative health. Yeah.
The medical profession took vitamins extremely seriously.
And look at the little on the left hand. You mean nutrition is not the infantile notion of food? No, it's not.
And every time a scientist got the Nobel Prize for discovering a new vitamin, everyone got very excited and alerted. And during these 10 years, a large number of very important papers were published by doctors dealing with these various vitamins. But in 1950, there was a major change. The American medical profession got the idea that we knew everything that there was to know about nutrition. Therefore, they dropped it out of the medical curricula. And they don't teach it today.
Yeah, they don't teach it. They don't teach it at all, much at all, in medical schools. Because they're mainly focused on acute orientation. When you get sick, not trying to prevent. They do some prevention, but not much. They usually focus on specific body parts instead of the whole person.
At UBC, that's the University of British Columbia Medical School, in 4 years medicine, they get 1 hour of nutrition. I spoke to a medical student from from Ontario, and I asked her, how many hours of nutrition did you get? And she said, nearly 1 hour. So I said, what do you mean nearly 1 hour? She said, he never showed up. Can you imagine doctors being trained for 4 years in medicine without having more than 1 hour of nutrition, which is usually given to them by a professor of biochemistry, who may know his vitamins, he may know the chemistry of vitamins, but he knows nothing about nutrition.
Yep.
There's a major difference.
Yep. Like this. These are the types of major concepts that we analyze. And at very low cost, or even free if you can't afford it. Yeah. And compare that to the common alternative therapies. Energy medicine, aromatherapy. Wow. What does that analyze these things? Does it look at your medical history? No. It's completely bonkers. No wonder so many people are confused. But anyway, you can check that out.
They're almost totally ignorant, and they know that. The leaders of the medical profession know that they don't know anything about nutrition.
Yeah, everyone should know that most cancer research is largely a fraud, and the major cancer research organizations are derelict in their duties to the people who support them. That's Linus Pauling.
And that's a major problem. So nutrition has fallen by the wayside. It's no longer taught anywhere. It's left by its own as kind of an orphan aspect of medicine. Now, the genius of Dr. Linus Pauling was that the term orthomolecular highlighted what we were trying to do. And it's the best descriptive word there is. There's no better word than that, because it refers to the use of optimum amounts of the right nutrients, compounds that the body's familiar with. They're not strange. They're not things, what we call xenobiotic. They're not strange things.
But anyway, the main takeaway here is that that's the reason why so many people, especially men, are confused. Take a look at this particular field, and compare that to aromatherapy, reflexology, energy medicine, and you'll see it's far more effective instead of guessing what your body needs and doesn't need. But anyway, I hope you find this video is useful, and try to spread it to other guys and other people that husbands. There's many guys out there that are just dropping like flies, like we said before. But anyway, like and subscribe to my channel.